Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here, and the new update is out right now. It is the Beacon update. So, the first person I saw that kind of threw that name out there was Beeblebum. So, congratulations, Beeblebum. You got it right. Beacon update and a sneaky Switch 2 update. So, this update, the Beacon update, is a settlement-focused update. There's a lot of other stuff going on there as well, but 80% of it is all on settlements. They are totally revamping settlements in the game. And do not be too let down, anybody playing on Switch. It is a little bit of a catch, though. You have to play on Switch 2. We have settlements on Switch 2. Let's get into the details. So, Beacon, introducing update 5.7. Expand your planetary empire in No Man's Sky Beacon. Become the overseer of multiple planetary systems, up to 4, and discover the townships of the secretive robotic Autophage. Introduced improvements, settlement balance, more variety of management decisions, building upgrades, infestations, and new base parts, and more. So it is really heavy on the settlements, but there is base building parts that are added in there. There's new voice. You can actually change the exosuit voice. So let's get into the next details, which are the Switch 2 version is releasing on release date for the Switch 2, which is coming out tomorrow, I believe. It's coming out on the 5th of June. So when the Switch 2 releases, No Man's Sky will have an update. We don't know if it's paid or not. I think those details are coming later on today or tomorrow. But there is a Switch 2 version of No Man's Sky. So I'm going to have to go in there and really look at that. There'll be a separate video for that one. But there it is. Explore an infinite universe at home or on the go with the cutting-edge No Man's Sky Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Available on launch day, featuring full multiplayer, beautiful high-resolution graphics, touch controls, increased planetary detail, higher frame rates, higher resolution, UI, gyro aiming, cross-play, and cross-save support to continue your existing journey. And that's another thing. Cross-saves are becoming normal. Everyone's going to be able to get in for a cross-save. So, now is the best time to play if you want to jump in on the Nintendo Switch 2 version. It looks like and sounds like it's going to be basically like playing the Xbox One or the PS4 version of the game. So, not quite like high-definition PS5 or Xbox Series X version, but way better than the original Switch version, which is awesome. And it has settlements and multiplayer, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway, let's continue on with the Beacons update. I'll do a separate Switch video for that one. Oversee multiple settlements. Become the overseer of up to 4 settlements, managing townships on the frontier of multiple worlds, each one with their own set of citizens and challenges. Govern your settlers wisely and invest in their infrastructure to enable each settlement to flourish, producing lucrative resources and becoming an invaluable base of operations throughout your journey. So you can have up to 4 settlements now. As overseer, review a history of your settlement's accomplishments and statistics achieved throughout your tenure. Improved record keeping now documents your influence over your citizens' happiness, the number of sentinel attacks successfully repelled, new infrastructure construction, and more. So now you have stats. It literally tells you, hey, look, you've been doing this for 4 months, 21 days. I'm assuming that is going to be real life time. So if you've been the overseer over your settlement for like years, it would tell you years, like actual real lifetime years. Because if you play on like PC or PS5, you probably had one for a few years now. Then we have pyrotechnic spectacles. Significant events in a settlement, including festivals and new citizens, successful expeditions, building constructions, and more, will now prompt the settlers to celebrate with fireworks. So anytime you do something significant in your settlement, they'll fire off fireworks. It's pretty awesome. Autophage settlements. This is brand new. Discover rare autophage settlements populated by secretive robotic life forms and assembled from scrap and crystal. Travelers who have encountered the autophage can join these settlements as an overseer. So that is the catch. You will not see an autophage settlement unless you have done all of the requirements to even find the autophage. So it's a little bit of a spoiler. You won't be able to see this told closer to the end of the game, like end game kind of stuff. That's when the autophage kind of show up. So unless you have the autophage normally, you're not going to run into them on a settlement. Inspect settlement structures from their building details terminal. Each building provides an ongoing contribution to the settlement's productivity and happiness levels. And some can even provide special features to boost the entire settlement. So now you can look at each building and see what the heck they're doing and whether or not it's worth it. Like, okay, this building kind of sucks. I don't like this one. And then we have weathered construction materials. So they have different types of materials for when you're building. This is going to be for base building as well. Adopt a rustic aesthetic for your bases with a new set of weathered and rusted surfaces applicable to all existing timber, stone, and alloy structures. So the metal, the wood, the stone structures, you could put on like rust or weathered feature on it. It's more of like a setting, almost like a paint you can put on there, as well as the new salvaged components. So they're giving us autophage buildings. Anyway, we can do that. We'll get that later. Deep settlement management. The underlying systems controlling the settlements have been completely reworked for greater choice and depth. Every building now has its own calculated contribution to the happiness, population, and productivity of the settlement, making construction choices more important than ever. So every building, not just the ones you built afterwards or the ones that you could add in, every building's going to do it. So you can kind of see, oh, I really have a bad one over here, or I have to balance it out with a new one over there. That's very cool. Choose carefully which buildings to upgrade as you specialize your construction efforts to improve your citizens' lives or their revenues. Citizen dilemma improvements. Citizen disputes have been completely reworked and expanded, removing ambiguity. Ambiguity. Oh my God. It's too early. I haven't had coffee yet. Removing the questionable scenarios described and presenting the overseer with a much wider protocol or pool of resolutions. I need more coffee. Determine your own moral stance and the quarrels of your citizens, or find them all as if everyone is at fault. Oh my God, that is freaking awesome. So before it was, hey, you need to side with one or the other, and that was it. There was no like, oh, this is the details of what's going on. It was like, hey, look, you know, Jason and Bob hate each other. Pick a side. And it's like, well, okay, great. Now you kind of get more details, and you can say, you know what? Screw it. Jason and Bob have to pay a fine now. I love that. I love that. Okay, customize your settlement. Settlement buildings can now be upgraded to a higher class, increasing their utility, enhancing their appearance, granting them more prestigious names, and raising the overall status of your township. So, not only are you building a building, not only are you constructing buildings, you can upgrade them to actually produce more or better or specialize. That's freaking awesome. I like that idea as well. And then we have autophage settlers. Some of the highly enigmatic autophage have built settlements of scrap metal and Atlantium, where they have lived safely cloaked, only visible when scanned with specialist technology. The thoughts of these secretive robots life forms are their own, with only fragments of meaning understandable to their overseer. So it looks like the autophage settlements are going to be a little bit different compared to a traditional settlement, which I kind of like. And then exosuit voice option. The exosuit AI narrating your journey can now speak with a masculine voice or be silenced entirely. So if you want to, you could turn off the voice, which is freaking awesome. I love that. So instead of hearing landing area not clear, you can just say, nope, I don't want to hear it anymore, or no room in inventory constantly. You can just turn it off or change to be a masculine voice. This is really, really cool. So we kind of saw a little bit of this, like a little snippet of this in updates last year for like, I think it was Worlds Part 1. They were in the game files, but there was no patch notes. So they've been working on this for a while. And then we have settlement fishing. Relax at the water's edge of a settlement fishing pond, reeling in bigger and juicier catches with each upgrade of the pool. So you can build a pond and you can upgrade it so you can get better and better fish. I like that. Custom resource production. This is huge. This is really, really awesome. Settlements that are clear of debt now have a far greater range of options for resource production. Each resource is now tied to a particular building's upgrade level, allowing overseers who develop farming, industrial, or trade specialists a greater range of materials. Manufactured resources are now directed by the overseer instead of automatically assigned. That is huge. Return to a thriving settlement to harvest its resources to assist your journey, or export them for sale on the Galactic Exchange. So before, you picked a settlement, you fixed it up, you got it out of debt, and then they would just pick a random material, and it would only be one, and they would just give it to you. Like, you'd come back every once in a while and you'd get that resource. Now you can pick it yourself. They don't just assign it to you. You can pick it, and it depends on the buildings you build. That makes sense. I like that. I like that. Then we have Autophage base parts. Visit the space station or the space anomaly to obtain a multitude of new structural and decorative autophage base parts and construct your own base in their hard sci-fi aesthetic. So, looking at the detailed notes, there are over 100 autophage base parts now. So that is awesome. We have a whole new, everyone who does base building, you got a whole new aesthetic now. There's over 100 pieces of base parts that you can use now to build bases. Then we have settlement influence system economy. A flourishing settlement benefits the entire solar system, with the local economy receiving a boost from its wealth. So, if you go into a low economy system and you build up a settlement and you really build it up, it could make it a better economy in the system. I don't know if that's gonna totally influence it. Like, can you go from a 1-star to a 3-star? I don't know. But that would be awesome if you could just go in there and say, you know what? This economy sucks in this system. It's only a 1-star economy. I'm going to bring this up to a 2-star economy just with my one settlement. I don't know. But you can improve it. It does have an effect, which is awesome. And then, finally, we have Crosssave full release. The Crosssave feature is now available to all players, allowing you to seamlessly continue your journey across any platforms running in the No Man's Sky. To transfer your save data across platforms, read more about the Crosssave and connect your platform account here. So guys, it is now available to everyone. If you play No Man's Sky, you can now do cross-saves. And this basically allows you to upload your save to the No Man's Sky servers and then download it to any other platform. So what I do is I have my PC set up. That's my main save. But I upload my save from my PC. I can download it onto my Switch 2 or my Xbox One or my Xbox Series X or whatever. You can cross-save. Now, it's going to get kind of funky because, again, the Switch 2 version of No Man's Sky has settlements, has multiplayer, but as far as I know, the Switch 1 does not. So there's going to be some weird compatibility things that are going on, like if I upload my PC save to my Switch 1, is it going to have my settlements? I don't think so. So just keep that in mind. It might not be fully compatible depending on which version you go to. And keep in mind that you're going to get different performance and stuff like that. So, you know, if you're on PC and you switch over to your PS4 version of No Man's Sky, it's going to run a little rougher, of course. But it should have all the information there. It should have all your stuff because every platform is getting this Beacons update. So hopefully you guys like it. I'm excited. It's settlements are something that kind of people are like, they're kind of iffy on. So let me know down in those comments. Do you care about a settlement update? Is it going to matter to you now that it's on the Switch 2? Are you going to get a Switch 2? Because now you can get settlements and multiplayer? Let me know down in those comments, and I will see you guys later today. We're going to be streaming it, so I'll see you guys then.